So we've highlighted our sponsors in many ways these last few days, and that's because every single one of them chose to support this space that centers the Black community. In a time when spaces like this are under attack, spaces that acknowledge climate change, recognize inequality, and celebrate diversity, our sponsors stood up and supported us. So please today take a moment to thank the people who are here tabling, who are here providing refreshments, and those who are uplifting this conference with media attention, because they've truly made this gathering possible. I'd also like to thank the Nature Forward Board. Right now, many organizations are shifting their language, even shifting their priorities in reactions to actions by the federal government. Not Nature Forward. Our board is united with our staff in understanding that we cannot serve our purpose without striving for inclusion and committing to equity. Only by doing so can we pursue our vision of thriving communities, communities that encompass both people and wildlife together. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Montgomery County Council member Will Jawando. He's an attorney, an activist, and a community leader with a lifelong dedication to public service. His career has been crafted by a unique combination of grit, compassion, and integrity. Born in Silver Spring, Maryland, where y'all are sitting, to a Nigerian father and a white Kansan mother, Will's biracial identity gave him an appreciation for the varied experiences America can bring. Raised in a low-income household, he was determined to secure a successful future for himself through the pathway of education and to provide that for others. Will, we're honored to have you here with us today to provide some welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Allison. It's great to be with you. Welcome to Montgomery County. Anyone who lives in Montgomery County, raise your hand. All right. Okay. If you don't, I love you too. It's okay. I just asked Lydia and Jamoni that, and they were like, "Well, we're in PG, and I'm in Virginia." I said, "It's okay. We're one region." I'm currently vice president of the county council. I'm an at-large member. I chair the Education and Culture Committee, and I'm on the Planning, Housing, and Parks Committee, which obviously has a lot to do with a lot of the work that you all do. And again, just want to thank Allison and Nature Forward and Lydia and Jamoni and the team for bringing this conference back here. It's really, really an important time, as was mentioned. Not only is Nature Forward not going to change who they are, Montgomery County is not going to change who we are. And part of that is making sure we respect everyone in our community. You may know we have 4 of the top 10 most diverse cities in the country in Montgomery County. You're in one of them right now, Silver Spring. The others are Germantown, Gaithersburg, and Rockville. A third of our residents are foreign born, including my father, who came to this country from Nigeria in 1969. And if you add their kids of immigrants, you get up to almost 45% of our population is either immigrant or first generation. That's a good thing, right? But it also comes with challenges, right? We're also segregated socioeconomically, racial, ethnically. We have areas of our community that don't have the environmental sustainability that we would like, depending on which community you live in. And so we still have challenges. But the good thing about being here and in this moment is that we step up to those challenges. We don't run away from them. We look them in the eye and say, how can we make them better? And certainly having a sustainable environment, and laser focused on environmental justice and how it has historically, just like every policy in this country and in the world, has disproportionately marginalized people of color, women, immigrant communities, our native peoples, and we have to work from that racial equity and social justice lens in all that we do. I'm really proud of some of the work we've done in Montgomery County on environmental issues. We just 2 weeks ago passed one of the most robust and strong building energy performance standards policies in the country. So yeah, I'm happy about that. It's going to put all of our buildings in the next several years on track to reducing their carbon emissions and becoming more efficient. Obviously, that's a huge part of this work. We've made work in greening our fleets. We've done a lot of work on solar. We have more to do there. We're pushing forward on housing policy that is focused on transit-oriented development, so we don't have sprawl and things that further harm our environment. But there's more to do. We've got to tackle racism and discrimination in all its forms. If you're a federal worker or you know a federal worker, I want to say we're here to support you. And I'm introducing legislation in a week that if you lost your job and you're a federal worker, you're going to get preference here in Montgomery County for jobs that we have. As you know, we're home to many of the organizations that do this great work, like NOAA and NIST, and we have many federal agencies, FDA, NIH, that do research, and so that's an attack on the work that we're all trying to do. I was in Baltimore, probably with some of you in this room, when Vice President announced the record levels of funding that through the Inflation Reduction Act that supported Baltimore and communities across Maryland and region. We got to make sure we keep spending that money and not let them derail everything that we're trying to do and the progress that we've made. The last thing I'll say is, as I see the sign that my time is up, appreciate that, is that being a steward of our environment is not just like the right thing to do, it's what we have to do right now. And doing it from a lens of racial equity and social justice, and centering it in the people who've been most marginalized and disadvantaged through some of these policies that have put greed and corporatization and speculation at the heart of everything, is we need you to remain active. I know this is a difficult time. My office is here to help. Even if you don't live in Montgomery County, you can reach out to us, and we're going to be here to support you. And I just want to thank Nature Forward and Alison and everything that you all do. At my desk, at my council seat, I have a Nature Forward coaster, and I wear it proudly. So I really appreciate all the work that you guys do, and have a great conference, and please be in touch. Thank you.
So thank you, Councilmember Jawando. So we're gonna shift to every day we have open Taking Nature Black with a labor and land acknowledgement. We've been blessed to hear from Dr. Jocelyn Amani. We've been blessed to hear from an 11-year-old Afro-Indigenous member, Bryce Morgan. Wasn't he amazing? Jamani and I thought we were getting someone from high school, and we were just as blown away as you at his wonderful presentation as an 11-year-old. Today, we want to expand on what exactly does a labor and land acknowledgement mean to us in the Black community. So, we've talked about our Black ancestors and the labor that has been done on our land. We've talked about the word indigenous. We've talked about how we are a part of nature. And when we consider that our ancestors were indigenous and brought against their will from Africa to exploit their labor and their knowledge of the land, I wonder what indigenous practices might we have lost, and what practices might we still have today. So after we do our labor and land acknowledgement, we're gonna have a panel with Hope, who I'll introduce in a minute, and we will also have Alex Green, who should be coming to the stage. Alex, this is your call. Someone go get him from Nature Forward. And then we will also have virtually joining us Jackie Patterson of the Chisholm Legacy Project, and we're going to talk about what the word indigenous means to our community. So first, I'm going to read a statement, and Hope is going to give us a blessing. A land acknowledgement formally recognizes the historical and continuing connection between indigenous peoples and the land. Our acknowledgement honors the ancestors of the indigenous peoples who were the original stewards of these lands, water, flora, and fauna. Silver Spring Civic Building is located on the unceded ancestral land of the Piscataway people. We recognize that people of many sovereign indigenous nations have resided in this region, and we respectfully acknowledge the rich culture and contributions of all indigenous communities, past, present, and future. And now, I'd like you to help me welcome to the stage Hope Khodaei. Thank you, Hope.
Way-ah-ho, 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 way-ah-ho. The color blue no longer paints, the color blue no longer paints the sky, and the rivers have turned to gray. The color green no longer paints the leaves, and the trees have all burned away. People have made the colors change. Color nature gone. People have made the colors change. Color nature gone. The color clear no longer paints the land, and the flowers have been laid to rest. The color clear no longer paints the rain, and the fish have all turned to death. People have made the colors change. Color nature gone. People have made the colors change. Color nature gone. People have made them change. 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 Nulalentum El Paik. So good to see everybody. My name is Hope, and my native name is Machisa, which means fire starter. And I'm here to get this fire started today at Nature Black. I am a proud Afro-Indigenous Argentinian woman, and I'm so glad I'm able to embrace all of my identities and who I am. And I'm proud to be standing here today because this is very important that we continue to stand in our truth and who we are, especially in this climate today. As I look from this stage, I see people who know the importance of keeping indigenous traditions alive, especially when it comes to caring for Mother Earth. To quote a lyric from my friend and singer-songwriter Eric Scott, he wrote a song for Earth Day that talks about everybody, and he says, "Mother Earth is crying at night for peace. Won't you share in my dream?" And that dream is to keep our values and our practices alive, to care for Mother Earth, because we only get one Mother Earth. Everybody here understood the assignment. They know the importance that they cannot stand on the sidelines waiting for someone to say go. you all know that you're not part of the audience, but you are part of the show. And a core value of achieving environmental justice in indigenous cultures, which made all of us prosperous, was the practice of reciprocity. Reciprocity signifies a core value based on the principle of giving back and maintaining balanced relationships with the community and with other people and with the natural environment, often involving a sense of mutual responsibility and respect through the exchange of goods, services, and ideas. It is a key aspect of this understanding of the interconnectedness and sustainability. We're taught in our culture that the seven grandfathers' teachings are set on reciprocal teachings and the guide for human conduct and relationships. And the teachings are based on the idea that all the teachings must be used together and that you cannot have one without the other. And here are the seven grandfathers' teaching. First is respect. Treat all creation with honor. Next is love. Practice unconditional love for all beings. Honesty. Be truthful and live with virtue. Bravery. Face challenges with integrity, because we know challenges are ahead. Truth. Be faithful to reality and speak from a truthful place. Wisdom. Use wisdom for the good of all people. And humility. Treat all life equally and know yourself as a sacred part of creation. So I like, if you all are comfortable and able, please stand for a closing blessing. This indigenous blessing is from our Piscataway elder and leader of the Chapteco band of Piscataway Khodaei tribe, Mr. Rico Newman. Good afternoon. It is a native tradition to begin sessions where the exchange of ideas is to occur, where respect and acceptance are indeed intended and needed. To that end, we address the outcome by noting the gifts we receive from what we call the four directions. From the south, where the season of growth and renewal brings us those things from the earth that makes us stand up well, I ask the gift to be with us today, and that no one has untoward issues that may impact their health and distract from the efforts at hand. From the west, where the clouds brings us the waters that nourishes the earth and fills our waterways, providing life to those of the water. I ask the waters that flow in all of us keep our throats moist, and that our words flow freely and true when we speak, and that your eyes stay clear to see what takes place, and your ears stay unstopped to hear what is truly said. From the north, may the cool winds keep our minds clear and disperse the mind creatures that twist meaning, true purpose, and bring discord and dissension. And from the east, where the sun brings us light of the day to shine in our minds and our eyes so we can avoid the pitfalls and obstacles placed in our path to impede progress. For these things and the many blessings that we receive without asking, we give sincere thanks to our ancestors and to our future generations. May you all stand well. Aho. Thank you.